All right, everyone, welcome to Speaking with Tony P. I am super excited for you to join us with the next episode of 10 Talk. And today I'm joined by a really, really good friend. Her name is Teanna Lai. How are you doing, Teanna?
Hello, Tony. I am great. How are you?
Doing phenomenal. It's pretty warm here in the Bay Area. How are things over there?
Not so much. I'm here in Seattle, and it's truly one of those Seattle days. So, doesn't know what to do. It's kind of gloomy. You know, I need to move. You need to go down to where you're at.
Definitely embrace you if you come out here. We would love to have you.
Can't wait. I'm going to do
All
it.
all right, all right. Well, we'll just kind of dive into it. Maybe you can kind of tell everyone a little bit about your background.
Okay, yeah. So, hi everybody. My name's Teanna. I grew up here in the Seattle, Washington area. My parents are Vietnamese, so ethnicity is Vietnamese. Grew up here. For me, my background, my parents are traditional, go to school, get good grades so you can go get a good job type people. My parents both had jobs growing up. And, for me, I followed that path as well. I went to school. I didn't end up doing anything with what I studied in school. And I realized that I didn't want that lifestyle that my parents had. We weren't broke by any means, but they worked their whole entire life. Got home late, woke up early, and didn't have a lot of free time for anything. So I ended up in the restaurant industry. I worked at many different restaurants in the area here. And about 10 years ago, I was introduced to the industry of network marketing and entrepreneurship. I got started, and that's how me and Tony met
Yes.
many years ago. And since then, I've been on an entrepreneurial journey. And today, I also have incorporated real estate, which I dabbled in about 15 years ago as well. So I do a lot of real estate here. We focus on luxury real estate. And then I also have my network marketing business as well. So that's a little bit about me. I have two little beautiful girls, a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old, Gia and Camille. And they take up a lot of my time, which I love. And I love, doing things with them and hanging out with family and friends. And yeah, that's what we're up to.
Nice, nice. And your daughters are super, super cute. So I love
Thank
seeing photos
you.
of you and them.
Thank you so much. They are a true blessing in my life for sure.
Yeah. Well, speaking of your real estate journey, we're going to talk about that a little bit first. I've actually been following you and just seeing you crush it. I mean, you're probably one of the most successful real estate agents or realtors that I have watched evolve. And I know you're just selling all these luxury homes, or should I say, actually, let me get it right. You've been selling estates. Talk a little bit about, what you're most proud of being in real estate and what you've done.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I actually got started in real estate not too long ago, just a few years ago. And when I first started, it was kind of like, okay, well, what should I do? And I actually got involved with a company that specialized in doing a lot of rehabs and flips. So I worked with investors, and we did that. And it was good for me because I dabbled in real estate, about 15 years ago during the crash. And during that time, everything shifted to like we needed to know how to do short sales and foreclosures and things like that. And I didn't want to be stuck again in a market where I didn't know anything about that stuff. So I kind of wanted to dabble in that and learn about it. However, doing those flips and stuff, I ended up working with like lower, lower level homes at smaller price points. And I realized quickly that I was doing the same amount of work, but making a lot less than someone that were to sell a home at a higher price point.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a decision after my first year, and I said, you know what, I truly believe that I, give luxury service. And when I say service, meaning, I treat my clients, no matter what price point they are, as if they were $1 million clients, right? And so why am I not working in the luxury field? So I pretty much sought out, my goal was to, get into the luxury market. I sought out a firm that I believed focused on that. And our firm, we actually have the highest price point per sale in Washington, and I believe maybe in the US. So I, was able to get hired on full time. I studied under a team that pretty much kind of, and I think that with any business, right, the first thing you want to do is get a mentor, somebody that's already doing it so that you can learn, figure out what they're doing and, incorporate that. And so I was able to do that. I learned a lot. And lo and behold, that year, my average price point jumped up significantly. We did millions and millions of dollars in sales, but I think the proudest thing that I was at what happened was that I set a goal to get into that higher price point. And my average price point was about $2 million. We sold over 5 homes above the $2 million mark, which to me, I was just proud that I had set a goal, sought out to do it, and I actually achieved it.
Nice. Well, that's something definitely to be proud of, especially because, it wasn't too long ago that you really got back into this game. And I'm sure you brought a lot you've learned maybe from your other life experiences, and hopefully that helped you. But, speaking of that, I know you had mentioned that you also do network marketing and maybe even other things. So I kind of look at that as just being an entrepreneur. What are your thoughts about having multiple streams of income?
Here's the thing with what we're going through right now in the world with the pandemic and everything going on. I think now more than ever, it makes it so apparent to us why we need to have multiple streams of income, why we can't count on one stream, why job security is not really what you think. Job security, and what does that even really mean? Because I put it in quotes because, there's no such thing as a secure job. There's more people that are millions of people that are unemployed right now than ever in the history of the world,
Right.
And so we know now more than ever, you almost have to take matters into your own hands. And so for me, I'm so blessed that I was introduced to the industry of network marketing. And I was always introduced to it as, look, you need to have multiple streams of income. What do you have going on, if not this? Warren Buffett says that, the average millionaire has 5 streams of income or something. And so I always wanted to make sure that I had that. And the other thing that I love about network marketing is right now, again, more than ever, we're able to build our business from home, from our computer. We were doing Zooms, years ago.
Yeah.
And so I think that now the world is starting to see wow, how important that is. And, it just all makes sense. So yeah, absolutely. I think that if, you only have your eggs in one basket, that's definitely not smart,
Absolutely. And, I know that now when people look at you and the people that do know you like me, we see all the success and the glory behind what you're doing. But I assume it wasn't always easy. Right?
Oh, come on, Tony.
So maybe, talk about that a little bit. What was one of your toughest times, whether it's in your career or your business? Because I think for me, I know probably for you, that's where I grew the most.
Absolutely. I'll talk about probably when I look at, the most influential time in my life, which a time where I grew the most, I think was, we were in a company together, and, we were taught to just tough it out, and that was, being in the trenches, and we were always taught to kind of suffer, in terms of that's what it was meant to be, keep on going, keep pushing. I believed that I needed to move to a specific city in order to have success. When I realized that it wasn't just the city, it was, it was impossible to have success with that company for me. Okay. But anyways, so I moved to a city to build this business by myself. I had a 1-year-old daughter. She wasn't even 1 yet she was a baby when I lived there. So imagine living in a new city, trying to build a business with a baby, being single. It was a rough time. We were sleeping on the floor of apartments, and, I would have to lug my baby around to meetings, have people hold her, hold on, I'm going to, talk to someone real quick. And then I come back. But it was a time that taught me a lot about myself. It taught me a lot about what I'm capable of doing. It taught me how strong I am. What I was willing to endure. And thankfully, I got out of that company, and it made me realize that, you know, what was important to me was I needed to be around people that supported me, my family. So I moved back home, and that's when I started with the company that we are in today. So,
Got it.
yeah.
Well, I have a lot of respect for women. That's why I think I love my mom so much, because she's such a role model. Because I've seen people like her and people like you that, was a single parent. And then what happened was, you guys are like on the phone, you're driving, you got the baby in one arm, or you got like another arm on something else. And it's like amazing how you guys juggle all that. Just being a mom itself, as you've heard, it's like a full-time job, but then to add a business and other things in life on top of that, I have so much respect for you guys. I don't know how you do it.
Well, thank you. Sometimes I don't know how I do it myself. I mean, even this morning, like I'm giving my daughter a bath, my 5-year-old, I'm holding the other baby. I was on a Zoom training meeting for real estate, and then I had texts coming in to do 3-way calls for Kayani. So I just had a million things going on. But as I told you earlier, I think that with achievers, and I'm speaking for myself, I guess, the happiest times in my life are when I'm the busiest. And what that means for me is that I'm pouring into other people. I'm making an impact on somebody else's life in some way, shape, or form, whether it's my child, whether it's someone in my business, my team, or a client. And that interaction is what helps you grow, and that makes you, know that you're contributing to the world, right? And so that's why I get up every morning, or else it'd be really boring.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking about pouring into people, you obviously have learned so much, and it's helped you become who you are today. If you could kind of pick like 2 ingredients of success, I know there's a ton. If you could just pick 2, what would those 2 be?
I think number 1, I would say, is have integrity.
Yeah.
That is my biggest one. I remember starting in network marketing many, many years ago, and my mentor would be like, "Oh, that person," and I'm like, "Oh, what happened to them?" And he's like, "Oh, they just didn't have integrity." And I didn't quite get it, but he coached me along the way, and he always taught me to be a good person. When I started having some success, I remember people would come up that weren't a part of my team, and they were asking me for help. And then I was like, "Oh," and I kind of ignored them because I needed to go help my people. And he was like, "Part of this business is helping everybody." And being able to have integrity and say, "Look, it's not just about me." When you say, "Hey, I want to help everybody, like I want to help people," it's not just specific to your team and what benefits you, and so I just started paying attention to that. Integrity, just always doing the right thing, not lying, right? Doing what you said you're going to do, committing. I think I would say probably the second most important thing is having a commitment, which is, we always say it's doing this thing that you said you were going to do long after the feeling that you've set it in has left you, right? Because we all get excited and we're going to set goals and we're going to do this, and it's easy to kind of get off track. But to kind of go back and say, okay, even when times are tough, like I'm still going to continue to push forward. I'm still going to continue to do those things day in and day out that I said I was. That's probably the 2 most important things if I were to just say off the top of my head.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for, obviously sharing. I know there were times where you flew into the Bay Area to help us when we were working together in that company.
That was so fun.
Yeah, you had In and Out. Remember, that was like your favorite. Good times,
Yes.
right? Good times.
Oh my gosh. Yep, that was fun. And we did you guys had a packed out house. Remember that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was good times.
What is the best way our audience could get in touch with you? Is there any way they could follow you? Is there some type of website you have or anything like that?
Yeah, so I have a website, teannalai.com, TEANNALAI.com. I use Facebook pretty regularly, same thing, same name, Teanna Lai. Other than that, I'd love to hear from anybody. Just reach out to me. I'm pretty accessible, especially through Facebook Messenger. Just send me a message, and I'd love to hear from you guys.
All right. Well, Teanna, thank you so much for your time. It has been a pleasure to speak with you today. And I really, really look forward to the shelter in place thing ending, and that we could all get together and have some In and Out again sometime soon.
Yes. I'm actually, I need to, come visit you guys because my brother actually is going to be down there for the summer. So,
Oh,
yeah, we're going to
wow.
have to hang out.
There you go. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. That's Teanna Lai, superstar, someone who's just doing big things. And I hope that you do reach out to her, follow her, find out what she's up to, because she always has good things going on. So please like, subscribe, comment, share this video, and let's learn from more people like Teanna. So until next time, we'll see you all on the next video. Thank you so much. Bye, Teanna.
Thank you, Tony.
All
You're the
right.
best.